How to invest $10,000, guys. This is probably one of the most important messages that I can offer to you guys. Over 50% of the people in the United States, at least, has less than $1,000 in their savings account. We are a nation riddled in debt, and it's that debt that's consuming us, and it's keeping us from our financial goals. When you're watching this message, I want you to sit back for a second, and you're either in Camp A or you're in Camp B. Camp A is one of those people that don't have that $1,000 into savings, but you want to. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Anybody can do it. I was there, I chose to do it, and I did it. And I'm here to provide a message of empowerment to people so that they can listen to a message, a very simple message, and it can resonate with all people. Guys, if it's your first time tuning in to the Independent Investor channel, I highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We talk about the niche of empowering individuals to become a self-directed investor and putting themselves in charge of their own money by connecting them directly with the stock market. So let's jump right into it, guys. And this is really an important question. And I know a lot of you guys out there are like, I don't have $10,000 to invest, Ryan. What do I do? And a lot of when I resonate around this topic, I'm very careful with telling you that you have to do option A, option B, or option C, or you have to do 1, 2, 3 to succeed in the stock market. Because I will contend that there's probably 10,000 different ways of investing $10,000 for yourself, okay? Now, I've done videos about setting goals for yourself, and the number one goal that I encourage people to look at is to look at the investing goal of getting $1,000 saved, okay? To be able to invest $10,000, you have reached a milestone in your life that is, it is a big milestone for you to meet. And I'll be the first to congratulate you because a lot of people can't get their first $10,000 either saved or into the stock market, all right? I remember when I made my first $10,000 and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was one of those things to where if you're starting out in investing and you don't understand the power of money, all right, it's hard to resonate with seeing yourself in a position of wealth. It's very difficult. And a lot of it is mental, a lot of it, because everything in society is telling you that you can't do it, right? You need money to make money, or investing is for the rich. All of it's BS, all of it. All right. The internal fortitude that you'll have to think yourself rich, Think and Grow Rich. It's one of my favorite books that I've read. Is gonna start to resonate with you, but you have to put yourself on a program to allow yourself the ability to start to save dollars to get to that anticipated level. And anything less than $10,000 is really the critical piece. It's really the war zone, all right? I call it, because it's the hardest thing to get people from 0 to 1,000 or a 0 to 5,000 or 0 to 10,000 because, you know, they'll start saving and they'll start to get excited, and then something will happen in life to where that's the first place that they go to justify taking $1,500 for an unexpected expense, right, when it comes up, all right? And you have to want to do this. You have to. And that's one of the most important things about investing is that when you start investing, you have to do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because anybody's told you that you have to do it. Do it because you want to do it. And a lot of the reason why people resonate with my message is I don't talk down to people. I talk to people. I watch other YouTube videos all the time, and I'm like, how are they so polished in their message, right? Have they just been doing this for 10 years and they're so polished that they can just deliver the message with no mistakes whatsoever? I don't want to change who I am, all right? I don't do YouTube for a living. I don't. I'm doing this to help people understand and maybe identify a spark inside them, right? To really start to exploit what they want to know about the stock market and to get involved in the stock market, all right? Now, I roll out portfolio options to take $10,000 and roll it into the stock market, all right? Now, if you're sitting on $5,000 to $10,000, or if you're less than $1,000, you can still resonate with this message because I talk to people in a way that should motivate you to say, wow, Ryan said I could do it. This is the first person in my life that's actually sat across from me and said, you can do it. And you can absolutely do it. You don't have to have $100 extra a month. If you start with $10 a month, right? Go through the preliminary steps of starting the account, getting that $10 put away. Put away. It's not about the $10. It's about the mental conditioning to putting yourself on a self-induced program, okay? Because what's going to happen over time is you're going to get used to that, and you're going to get used to living without that money, and then you're going to yearn to save, okay? You're gonna have a vested desire and a vested interest. Maybe something happens with that money to where you validate it and you're like, wow, if I had only saved more, I would have been here instead of here, okay? And those validations will come along the line. And you'll stop hearing reports about unemployment being at a record low. You'll stop hearing reports about the stock market at an all-time high and thinking to yourself, wow, wouldn't it be nice to be a participant in that? And a lot of people out there will never start their own business, but make no mistake about it, investing can be your avenue to participate in the economy, okay? It can be your out, and you're the one that can define the level of involvement that you want to involve yourself in the stock market. It can be as small as $10,000 on that savings, all right? But when we're talking about taking $10,000 and investing it in the stock market, it really revolves around the $5,500 of annual contribution to a Roth IRA that you can make. Now, we have passed the time for 2017. However, it does not mean that you cannot start to save and prepare for 2018 contributions for the rest of 2018, and then come 2019, January 1, you'll be able to contribute for 2019 contributions, all right? So you have a potential here coming up starting January 1 of next year of $11,000, all right? Now, if you have the first $5,500 and you're looking to deploy that into the stock market, I give you guys very, very simple options, and make no mistake about it. Portfolio building is fun, okay? It's where you take any amount of money for these purposes, $10,000, and you cut that money up to give yourself the maximum benefit. What are our options, okay? Option number one is the easiest passive way to invest, or not to invest, but to keep your money liquid, and that's to take your money and have it into a savings account. And I deal with people like this all the time that have money on the side, but they have no idea how to deploy that money, all right? Make no mistake about it, that bank is taking your money and investing it for themselves. Make no mistake about it, all right? Now, the trick is to take that $10,000 and sit back and ask yourself, what is it that I feel comfortable with deploying into the stock market that I can sleep easy, all right? For a lot of people, that is the whole thing. And if you guys are a young investor out there, you can take the risk. You really can, all right? Investing in the manner that I invest in by reducing or eliminating fees and buying good quality blue chip companies that are gonna pay you the rest of your life, it doesn't get any better, all right? I try to reduce the risk for you in the picks, the stock picks, and the investment options that I offer to you guys. So I already try to eliminate most of the risk that I can. But investing in the stock market, listen, at some point, you have to take dollars and you have to turn them into shares of stock, all right? Now, I'm gonna give you guys a fundamental lesson in recognizing that this money over here that you're used to seeing in your savings account, every day you can check it and it's 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and you're checking it and it's not moving at all. The second that you take those dollars and you transfer them into shares of stock, they are no longer cash anymore. They are shares of stock, okay? So do not be surprised when you take your money and you transition them or you transform them into shares of stock, because now they are going to behave like shares of stock, okay? Now this is where we take this whole thing and we bring it home. We've got $10,000 over here. We need to make a plan, all right, to take that $10,000 and smartly deploy it into the stock market, all right? Now, whatever percentage of dollars you choose to take out of that $10,000 and put it over here into the stock market, let's say you take $10,000, the whole thing, and you put the entire thing 100% allocation to the stock market, all right? You have two options. Either you can go with a passive option or you can go with a stock option. I break these two options down just about as simple as you can possibly make it, all right? The stock option is if you took $10,000 and you invested all $10,000 into single stock allocation. Now, I will premise this, and I hope this resonates with you guys. I have a lot of people hitting me up, and they've got 150 shares of stock, and they're all in different stock, okay? You are way too watered down. You need to make sure that you're picking your very best 5. And $10,000 will give you great starting positions in 5 stocks. Pick the 5 stocks that are going to be the best for you and that you can envision yourself owning into the future. Apple, JP Morgan, Disney, we can go with J&J, and we can go with Procter & Gamble. Those are the 5 stocks that I recommend that you can just buy and own forever. Why do I recommend those as opposed to GoPro, Wynn Casino, and Cirrus Logic? It's because those are not proven companies, all right? I want to get you invested in the stock market, and I also want to retain you as a stock investor. The second that you invest in a risky growth stock, it's going to take a haircut, it's going to go down, and it's going to be a shock wave to you, and you're going to pull all your money out of the stock market, and you'll probably never return to the stock market again, all right? We do not trade on the Independent Investor channel. We invest on the Independent Investor channel, and make no mistake about it, I'm trying to bridge you from a non-investor to an investor in the correct way, and I can think of no better way than to do it than to get you into a stock. And if you came to me and said, Ryan, I'm interested in Home Depot, I want to buy Home Depot. Buy Home Depot. I invest in Caterpillar. I'm a construction worker. I know how good they are as a company. I want to invest in Caterpillar. Do it. It's a phenomenal company. I want you to invest in companies that you can envision holding for the rest of your life. Warren Buffett makes the analogy to that if you were going to buy a stock and you were going to get put in jail for 10 years and you were going to be unable to touch that stock, what stock would you be happy that you own when you get out of jail in 10 years, right? That's kind of the analogy that we want to do. We want to look to enter positions into these stocks that we're not going to frantically panic and get out of those positions 1 month after owning them. Make no mistake about it, we're looking to get involved in these positions, and we're looking to own these positions for the long term, all right? So if you have $10,000, the option to go 100% into a stock portfolio is there. And for you guys that are young investors, if you come to me and you say, Ryan, I want to invest in single stock allocation, I want to take my first $10,000 and I want to buy it in blue chips, that's fine. You just need to understand that you are taking a little bit more risk by throwing the darts at the dartboard by making sure that you're picking 5 stocks, right? In the S&P 500, there's 507 stocks, okay? So I would really like you to see you guys, if you're a young investor, get involved passively. But here's the thing, if you already have a job and you're making earned income and you have a 401k, maybe you've got $20, $30, $40, $50,000 built up in there, start that self-directed account and make that the top of your iceberg, right? You've already got a fundamental baseline. Make the self-directed account the top of the iceberg where you buy those 5 single stocks, you start them on dividend reinvestment. There are no fees at all in passively investing in blue chip companies, so that can be kind of the top of your overall portfolio. What I would like not to see is that if you're a new investor and you've saved your first $10,000, that you take that $10,000 and dump it into 5 stocks, okay? You don't have that fundamental baseline, and I get hit with this all the time. Ryan, you can outperform with single stock. Yeah, you probably could, but you will not do it consistently, okay? You are going to buy those single stocks, and at some point, those single stocks are going to adjust down. Anybody who's been invested in 2018 know exactly what I'm talking about. You can buy the greatest company out there since sliced bread, all right? And even the best companies are going to adjust back, all right? So when you're a young person and you're looking to deploy that $10,000 in the market, I would love to see you enter into what I consider a 100% passive portfolio. Now, if you have a risk tolerance that's extremely low and you're happy with investing that money, you want to put it into a safe, diversified asset, go ahead and buy the S&P 500 through the index or the ETF that I recommend all the time, which is VOO, all right? So VOO is the S&P 500 ETF that will get you that broad-based exposure. Why do I recommend that? I recommend that so you're participating in everything that the market has to offer. All right, you're participating in every influx of those stocks and you're participating in every downturn, okay? So when you're buying on the downturns in your dollar cost average program, right, you're also you're participating in this group of stocks over here that are appreciating in value instead of owning your 5 stocks over here that may be appreciating, but they may be depreciating in value while this segment of the market is going up. And the only way to ensure that you participate in all the ups and all the downs is to participate in a holistic manner, a diversified manner by owning the entire S&P 500 in one basket. All right, now the safest way to do that is to take 100% of your $10,000 and dump it into VOO. That product is built in that manner. It's built for you to buy 1 share of that and own the entire index. So if you own 10 shares of it, that's 2,500, right? 20 is going to run you 5,000, etc. So you could buy 40 shares of the S&P 500 with your $10,000 block, and you basically own everything that the S&P 500 has to offer for you. Now, if you come to me and you say, look, Ryan, I'm a young person, I don't want to put my money to sleep like that, what gives? What other options do I have? Well, the other options that you have is to take 7,500, okay, and take 25% and invest it into single stock allocation, all right? Now, 7,500 is you can still buy the index for that or a total market index like I offer through the ETF. That's going to be the lowest expense that I deliver to you guys through either the VTI, the VOO, the VYM. A lot of you guys are scouring over the Vanguard website to pick out your ETFs to get that diversified base. But it leaves you $2,500 over here to say, you know what, I'm interested in a Facebook. I've already got a 401k. I'm interested in entering into a couple single stocks to start those positions. I want to buy Intel. I want to buy Cisco for the long term. You can do that. And the idea behind this delivery of $10,000 to you guys on how to invest it into the stock market is to provide you guys options that make sense for you. Your portfolio should represent what it is you want your exposure to be, your exposure limits to the stock market. And I break it down in the easiest ways, either 100%, 75%, or what I'm going to talk about next is a 50-50 blend. Take 50% and put it into a passive asset, and take the remaining 50% and go ahead and enter into single stock allocation, right? So I build my cards to provide you guys these options to say if I was take $5,000 and put it into the stock market in a passive manner, take $5,000 and invest it into, maybe 3 stocks, a $1,500 starter position in some of these stocks, you've built yourself a beautiful portfolio that's going to perform for you. Now realize that I didn't just say take $10,000 and dump it into one stock. You will never hear that advice from me. And this is contrarian to what some of the other messages on some of the other channels will give you. You've got a lot of young people out there that are making really, really good money. And the first thing they want to do is take their $10,000 and they want to turn it into $100,000 tomorrow. If you're looking for that type of entertainment, please tune into another channel. I do not offer advice like that because the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to enter into an aggressive position and your now hard-earned $10,000 is going to adjust down and it's going to be now $2,000 and you're going to have to start over, and that is a big hole to climb out of. I'm not saying don't invest. What I'm saying is you have to invest in the right manner. And if you guys are some of the lucky people who have saved up $10,000, or if you're almost there and you're almost to that level where you're looking to deploy some money into the stock market, guys, I'll be the first to compliment you on your efforts in getting that $10,000 deployed in the stock market in the manner that I recommend to you guys. It's the safest way to do it. And as long as your assets are housed in a self-directed account, you're going to win the battle long term. You're going to win it, and you're going to win it correctly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this super important video on how to invest $10,000 in the stock market. If you guys are new to investing and new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. You will get a message of empowerment empowerment. Every single upload I put, I'm looking to talk to regular people. Why? Because I am one. I used to be one of those beginning investors, and I was not provided the referral that I provide to you guys. I provide that message as if I'm sitting in your chair and I'm listening to a message that I can sit back and say, wow, what this individual is talking about makes sense, and it makes sense for me. I want to take control of my money. I don't want to buy into going to a financial planner. I don't want to pay fees for the rest of my life. If those types of things resonate with you guys, this is the channel for you guys. You'll get all the answers and then some that you guys are looking for to deploy your money into the stock market in the correct manner. Leave your comments at the bottom. If you guys have ideas on how you can deploy $10,000 into the stock market, leave it in the community discussion. We'll spark up some ideas for the betterment of individuals. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and good luck in your investment future.